Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro Everyday, and today, people won't shut up about wildcards. Specifically, people won't stop complaining about wildcards. Let's jump in with the abandoned deck, and I'll teach you about flush houses. Alright. In the first round here, we can try to pick up some spades. We could try to pick up higher ranking cards, maybe. We can play aces and sixes as a full house. On the abandoned deck, because you only have 40 cards, you have no face cards. That's 12 cards less than normal. It makes it much easier to get, let's say, a full house in the first round. Not that you should go for the full house every time, but it's not necessarily unreasonable to do the full house. We can ride the bus. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Since we got the bus, we're chilling. We can play a pair of nines. Let's do this. Let's go pair of nines, pair of aces, high card for the bus, and then we can finish with three of a kind. Okay, misprint Uranus, buffoon pack. We don't need anything, so let's save our money for interest. In the next round here, we can lead with a pair of twos. So this boss is kind of interesting, where if we play 5 cards, we discard 2 cards, so we cycle 7 cards at a time. We will actually be able to see all of the cards in our deck. 2 pair was a little bit strong there. I'm going to play a pair of 8s. With the bus here, just trying to score enough without scoring too much. Yeah, if we discard 5 and then discard another 5. Almost all of the cards in our deck. Here's a pair of aces. 300 points for a pair, so we can win the next round with pairs if we want. Could take ramen as perishable, maybe. I think we don't need this yet. I think we don't need to take rental Michelle. Let's just keep saving our money. Go next. Alright, I can play a pair of 4s. I can play a higher pair for more chips. Right, I can play a pair of 9s. Is not going to be 500 points, but I know the aces can make up the difference. Alright, going into the next round, my high pairs are worth 500 points, so I'm looking for low pairs, or maybe I play 3 pairs. We don't need the stencil, so let's just keep saving our money. Pair of 7s. Okay, pair of 8s. We can do a pair of 5s, and we're not necessarily attached to pairs specifically, so we can play 3 of a kind. Aces, we can discard for a full house if we want. Well, that's it. Okay. We can take the rebate money. Yeah, okay, sure. Do I need the gelato? Boss says face cards face down. I can get 500 points for a solid pair. Let's go next. Rebate on 5s. So discard the 5s. A pair of 3s is not what I would consider a solid pair. I think I'm probably going to end with maybe 3 of a kind. Okay, we can play 7s. Alright. I have a full house. I don't need a full house. I would try to get some fives, but we can't anymore, so I guess that's it. Play the full house. Alright, cool. Alright, so checking in here, this is round 6. We have $25 in the bank, plus we have a $10 cash out. As far as scoring goes, we've got the bust, the one joker that's giving us the plus 20 molt. That's pretty great, honestly, pretty great start here on the abandoned deck. We have the one joker that kind of does everything. Another thing that you're kind of looking for is you're looking for a source of money, because if you want to play higher ranking hands, whether it's a flush house or whether it's anything else, you need some amount of deck building. And deck building is not free. Part of that is you need money for booster packs. Arcana packs are usually the source of deck building. Also, sometimes you're re-rolling for not just jokers, but tarot cards in the shop. So that's the thing that you want, is you want to have some source of money or value generated in order to fund your deck building escapades. It's not going to happen every time. You can't just force flush houses every run. So be on the lookout for what are the things that are going to help make it happen. We could take Greedy Joker, but I think maybe the bus is enough. We could take the Chad here. Chad can be very good with lucky cards, can be very good with gold seals in the future when we get there. It can also be a source of chips. You play an ace, you get plus 20 chips, plus 22 chips from the Chad. We should start with Arcana. Looking for a Hermit. Okay. I can take the Sun here. So, thinking about flush houses. What you would like to do is you would like to convert more cards of the same rank. So here, rather than a 7 or a 2, I can do 2 aces at one time. 3 aces, turning all of them into hearts would be best, but of course here we only have a pair, so that's fine. And then one other rank here could be either a 10, 9, 7, or a 2. I'm going to pick up the 10s, I guess. 10s or 9s or 7s, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe what we do is we go aces and 9s. There is a small chance that we get the Cloud 9 uncommon. Seems fine. Another thing you could do here, if you just wanted to play pairs, or maybe even if you wanted to play, if you wanted to play straights, you would take the Emperor here. You would take the Emperor for money. If you're playing pairs, you actually don't care what's in your deck mostly. Really, you're just trying to get the funding, get the resources in order to reroll for better jokers, reroll for scaling X-Molt jokers. Maybe if I play flush houses, I don't need those kinds of jokers necessarily. So let's go for the deck building here, which maybe is something that we don't always do on the gold stakes. We could take the Buffoon pack here. Like I said, we could take the Chad. I really want the Overstock. I will take the Chad. I think it has high potential, high upside later. Boss gonna debuff my spades, that's fine. Alright, one challenge we do want to try to figure out is playing at least one flush house early enough so that we can unlock the series cards in the shop. It doesn't have to be right now necessarily, but we do want it to be relatively early. I did make the 9 of hearts my rebates on 9, so I'm probably going to want discard the 9s rather than make the flush house this round, but maybe we can think about that for the next round. Alright, we have a 9. We can play 10s without winning. Barely. We get another 9. Okay. Yep, that's it. And we can play a pair, we can play 3 of a kind, we can play 4 of a kind. I want to point out here, we get to see all of our cards except for 8. There's only 8 cards in our deck that we didn't get to touch. So if you remove 8 cards from your deck with a Hung Man, or if you get Immolate would be best, then that's it. You get to see every card. And so if you get to see every card every round, then you can draw a specific 5 cards every time. How many cards does it take to make a flush house? Exactly these 5, and not anything more than that. And same with this kind of 4 of a kind here. If you want to play 4 of a kinds on the abandoned deck, how many aces do I need to play 4 of a kind on the abandoned deck? 4 is the number of aces that you need, though maybe you go up to 6 or 7 aces to be safe. And then that's enough. You get the 4 of a kind every time. Ship it. Rebate on 5s. Okay. We have a jumbo spectral pack. Very much we don't want ectoplasm. Part of that is we don't actually have we don't have any jokers. We don't need any extra joker slots. Blue seal is of course great, no matter who you are. Maybe since we did hearts the first time, we want to put the blue seal on more hearts. Maybe I want to go, let's say, 7 of hearts, and then kind of the logic there is if I get a death card in the future, I'm going to use the death card to copy the blue seal. If I'm going to copy a blue seal, I might as well copy hearts at the same time. Let's go ahead and do that. We could take a celestial pack. If we want to stay on this pair plan, we can kind of get 1,000 points per pair, but we need just a little bit more, I guess. Maybe we want to take the celestial pack for that. Yep, take a Mercury card. That's it. That should give us about 50% more points for a pair. Maybe now we can get 1,600 for a pair. I'm going to save my money for overstock and go next. Rebate on 5s. Let's start with the pair of 8s, maybe. Here I'm going to keep the 9s on the chance that we get the flush house. I can play pair of 4s and then throw away a 3. I could play 2 pair and then throw away a 10. Maybe. Okay, I could play a high card. I could play the pair of 9s. Probably I want to play the pair of 9s. Rebate on 5s. Let's see here. If I go 9s, throw away the 3 and the 2. Throw away the 7. Keep the 2. All I need is for this to be less than 2,000. It was close. Alright, I discard the 5s. I discard the 10 and 9. Alright, maybe we get the blue seal here. Alright, we could play the pair, I guess. Okay, and the boss says spades are debuffed. Alright, we got a decent amount of money now, so we can take a cola. Don't need the driver's license, but we can hold on to it before we overstock. We could take Troubadour. Okay, so Troubadour is kind of useful slash important. A little bit awkward with the bus plan, where maybe I don't want to give up a hand each round, but having the extra hand size does enable things like, I don't know, playing straights. I think here, what I would probably try to do is I would probably try to, okay, use the Troubadour plus bus. Instead of playing pairs, play straights. And since I have the blue seal and the extra hand size, not only the extra hand size helps you play the straights, but then the blue seal, you get the Saturn cards. And so you can win each round with less straights. Instead of 2 or 3 straights, you can win with 1 straight. Start taking Saturn cards off the blue seal. If I wanted to play, if I were just sort of playing optimally, I would say that would be a good plan. I'm still trying to force the flush house. I think we have a pretty good setup for that, so let's just do it. We get a death card, we get a world, we get chariot, wheel. So death is, of course, great. I can make another ace. I can make another 9 of hearts. Probably what you want to do is you want to balance those. I would say the optimal configuration, I want to have 4 aces of hearts, 4 9 of hearts. That's it. That's all you need. On the abandoned deck, I want to acknowledge here we're starting on the abandoned deck. We're starting with only 40 cards. So that's all you need is 4 of one and 4 of the other. Since we have the devil, we can make a gold ace and we can drop something. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the 10s because 8s and 7s you can strengthen to 9s. 10s don't really go anywhere. So let's just delete the 10s. I could do a little bit more re-rolling here. We could check a standard pack. I'm not super interested in adding cards to the deck, except for maybe we already have the 1 blue seal. We could get another blue seal. I probably don't take anything from a standard pack, so let's just go next. Okay, rebate on 5s. A little bit unfortunate we have the debuffs 5. I'm going to play the 2s. And yeah, throw the 5. And I guess the debuffed 9. Maybe we play the 4s. Maybe we keep the 7. And ship it. Okay. I have this 5 that I can discard. Okay. How about discard the debuffed 10? I can play these 10s, rebate on 5s. I'm gonna save for my 5 of clubs. Yeah, let's play the 10s, throwing away an ace. That was close to 2,000 if I want to do the 9s and throw away. I don't know, I want to keep the 6. I can throw the 7, 3, and 2. This should be less than 3,000. Okay. I have a pair of 8s. Pair of 8s wins. We haven't gotten the blue seal, but that's okay. Nothing unusual about that. It's okay. All right, one more round on the rebate. We were able to get 7,500. We need 9,000 for the next round. So here I'm looking for a source of chips. Like we could take Todd here. We could go Celestial Pack looking for Mercury. So if you're trying to go for flush houses, actually usually I don't go for flush houses specifically. Usually what I do is I'm going for flushes, and then if I'm on flushes currently, then I think about how can I play flush houses in the future, because maybe the flush houses in the future will be worth more points, and so it's worth it to go for it if I'm already on flushes. And we could do kind of the same thing with pairs. We could think about, okay, right now I'm on pairs, but I could be wanting to play flush houses in the future because the flush house is going to score more than the pairs. So, okay, how do we make pairs work for us in the short term? We want a source of chips. Let's pick up Todd here. We could take the boots. The boots are probably pretty bad. 2 molt for $5 is pretty expensive. Compared to the bull, gives you 10 chips for $5 is actually way more efficient. So I think I'm not going to take the boots. One issue of the boots is when you're on the boots and you're not spending your money on re-rolling, then you're not getting the tarot cards in the shop to build your deck. On average, you get 1 tarot card every 4 re-rolls on average. Every one shop, you get about half of a consumable card. You get one consumable card every 2 rerolls. And then those consumable cards can be either tarot cards or planet cards. So after 4 rerolls about, you get 1 tarot card, which is not a very efficient way of getting tarot cards, but it can be a way of getting tarot cards. Definitely things that help. Tarot merchant voucher, overstock voucher. Let's go Celestial pack. We have not been able to unlock the flush house yet, which is not unusual. Because we are playing on the gold stake, because we have the -1 discard, then it makes it difficult for us to find the 1 flush house. If we didn't have the -1 discard, instead of having 8 cards left every round, we would have only 3 cards left every round. So any stake, let's say white, red, green, black, on the abandoned deck, you get to see 37 cards. Every round, 37 cards. Everything except for 3 cards. And so you can enable the flush house. You can enable the 100% flush house in ante 1 immediately. Obviously a little bit more challenging on the gold stake. And the main difference there is the minus discard. We maybe want to pick up a discard or an extra hand voucher. Here I just take another Mercury card. And we can stay on our pairs. We got the boss reroll voucher. Decrease level of hand. That's rude, but probably fine. We don't have very high level pairs. We could play 2 pair against the boss. 2 pair because we have Todd now. I think I'm not going to look inside any standard packs. If you are on pairs, you can kind of just add whatever card to your deck. I would open every standard pack and look for gold cards and gold seals and purple seals and red seals that I can turn into red gold cards. But for right now, we just go 1 more. No on the business card. Probably not on the to-do list. $6 takes us down to 25. Let's go next. All right, we do have the double tag. We picked up the cola. We could skip for 2 negatives. Not worth it. Okay, so I got the 7s. I can play a pair of 7s. All right, well, we do have Todd, and Todd kind of is doing a lot, so maybe we can't play too many pairs. Maybe we can get away with a pair of 8s. Maybe a pair of 8s is already 2,000 points. So let's discard the 4 here. We did not get the blue seal, which is fine. I could try to go for a high card here as a way of digging. I'm going to play the pair of 8s. No odd cards, hoping to score not too many points, but still maybe too many. All right, we scored 2,700 there with the 8s. So in the next round we should be fine, even without the odd pairs. We could take rebate again. We could take, this is a perishable. Traffic light's a perishable. Okay, so when you are on straights, or potentially you want to be on flush houses, your hands just score a lot of points, period. And so if your hands score more points, then you require less jokers. If you require less jokers, maybe what we should take is, instead of scoring jokers, we take value generating jokers, like take the rebate here. Of course, rebate is pretty strong. It's one of the better ones. But it's a common. It's not necessarily better than some of the uncommon value generators. We could do better, but this is fine. Rebate's fine. Celestial packs, we could take a Jupiter card, could take a Mars card. I think I'm okay taking Mars. That can be a thing that's pretty reasonable on the abandoned deck, is 4 of a kind. The way that you make flush houses is by making repeats of cards, and if you make repeats of cards, that can also be an enabler for 4 of a kind as a backup. I will take Mercury here and another Mars card. Alright, well, do I want to go one more down to 30? I have rebate. Rebate almost always going to give me five bucks at least. Let's go one more. Alright. Photograph doesn't really do anything for us, but we could take Splash here. Is pretty good with Todd in an emergency situation. Todd plus the Chad against this boss. This might cause us to score too many points. I'll be honest, this might be too much. So let's be somewhat cautious here. I am going to play the pair. I'm going to put the 6 in front for the Chad. Okay, 6,000 for that one. Okay. I can do a pair of 3s. Is the extra 7 gonna break the bank? I don't think so. It's close. Ah, beans. Okay, well, let's go Arcana. Okay, we have a Magician, we have another Death card, we have Lovers. Okay, so here would be a situation where, okay, if you're on pairs, you go Hierophant, you go Magician here. If you're on flushes, you also go Hierophant or Magician here. I think maybe Emperor is not unreasonable if you're playing pairs. You can try to high roll into even better tarot cards like the Hung Man or Hermit or Temperance or those types of things. A Fool maybe. If this Death card wasn't here, I think using Lovers on the 9 and then getting another 9 of Hearts could be pretty reasonable. But because we have Death, we will use Death. No qualms about that. We got rid of a 10 last time. We could get rid of another 10. I think I'm going to get rid of a 6 of clubs. Just get rid of an even card probably. Take another ace. Alright. If you're trying to specifically enable the flush house, you do want to keep them relatively even between two different ranks. So like I said, aces and 9s. But because we have the gold card, I think it makes sense to make a gold ace. Alright. No on the standard pack. We could re-roll. We could go one more. We could take a holographic banner. Okay, so holographic banner could be pretty good if we're trying to play pairs, which I am in the short term. Let's go next. This boss, we could do it. So I'm trying not to play a pair. I could play 3 9s. 3 9s might be doing a lot. Maybe doing too much. Let's not get too rambunctious against this particular boss. Cool. So pair of 8s, I can discard the 5 first. I could play here. I mean, we could just play high card, maybe. I'm looking for 2 pair, maybe. Keep the 7, right? I could do high card ace 9 7 7 3. I could try to dig for I don't have the 9 of hearts. I can't do the flush house. I could ship the high card. I could wait for the 2 pair. Let's go 2 pair. Two pair should be enough. Or actually just high card is enough. 3 of a kind ace, or sorry, 3 of a kind 7s. That's fine. We can win with anything here, so I guess this is fine. Okay. Alright, we can get an extra hand. Okay, extra hand. We get to touch 5 additional cards every round. So now we are 1 hung man away from having 100% see all of our deck. Let's go Arcana, and Jumbo Arcana takes us down to 34, so we can reroll first. We could take the Clown as another value generator. It's pretty good with Overstock. Yeah. Okay, extra discard. I could give up the Chad. That's it. That's the move. Alright. We did it. Okay, Sun. We can go Ace. We can go odd cards. Maybe a 5 and a 3 here with the Sun. We can look for a Fool. Another Sun card would go a long way. We get a hung man instead. The 10s, we can hang them. That's it. Okay, so we got the extra voucher for an extra hand. We also got the extra discard here. So imagine you're not on gold stake. Imagine you don't have this. Imagine you don't have the -1 discard, right? So let's say you have 3 discards on the white stake. You have 4 hands. 4 hands, 3 discards. If we remove 2 cards from our deck, we get to see all but 1 of our cards. So the thing that allows us to see all of our cards is the 1 extra hand. That's it. So this is ante 5. You go through 5 antes, you get the 1 voucher. Could be extra hand, could be extra discard, could be extra hand size. That also would do the job, but let's go next. Alright, so now I know my flush house is going to be my 9s and my aces, or it could also be 5s and my aces, could be 3s and aces. Let's play the pair of 7s. I said I want to make a flush house with aces. I'm going to throw away an ace because I know I can touch all of my cards. Let's go ahead and play the pair of 7s. I can discard 4s for the money. I have the 5s. Okay. I have the blue seal. So now we're potentially trying to get a little bit greedy here. We're going for... I want an ace. I have only 20 cards on the deck. I have a pretty good chance of slamming the ace. So let's go for it. If I wanted to guarantee the flush house, like 100% guarantee the flush house, you would discard the 5s here and get the 9s or the 3s. And possibly have to discard the blue seal. We are being slightly greedy by holding on to these, or maybe we do just throw it. Yeah, it's cool. Alright, so we got the 3 of hearts here. Okay. 3 of hearts, let's play it. Now I know I have the 2 9s of hearts in the deck. There's the 9 of hearts. 1 9 of hearts, I have 2 aces of hearts in the deck, which means if I throw these 2 aces away, I can still draw the other 2 aces, and then the 1 more 9, and then that's a flush house. So we can play the pair of aces. We can discard, and then that's it. There's the flush house. If we want, we can play high card 1 time. Right? Just to level up the bus, I guess. That's it. So here's aces and 9s. Flush house, ship it. So flush house, 20,000 points would not have 1 shot there, but that's okay. You can make up the other 5,000 with whatever. Get the series card. Now we have the flush house unlocked. You don't have to play a flush house every round, but because we play on the abandoned deck, we can. We could take the Ship of Theseus. Man, I love this card. When a card is destroyed, it gains X mult, so this is kind of like a Glass Joker, it's kind of like Canio. But it adds a copy of the card to your deck. So when a card is destroyed, it replaces it. So this prevents you from removing cards from your deck. This disables the Hung Man. But this enables glass cards. So in early development, it's not a secret that not everyone is into the Glass Joker. The Glass Joker that gives you X mult when cards are destroyed, when your glass cards are destroyed. Not everyone loves that, right? So there was this idea of what if there was a Joker that made your glass cards indestructible? Would that be interesting? Would that be fun? Would that be less frustrating than the current existing Glass Joker? I thought it was a boring idea. If you just make your glass cards indestructible, it removes the exciting part of glass cards. Now they just become this kind of boring ×2. Very powerful. Sometimes too powerful is boring. What I really love about this is it's kind of the same thing, right? It's your glass cards are indestructible. That's what this says, but it says it in a way more interesting way. It has potential for way more other different and interesting synergies, right? I love this. I love Ship of Theseus. I don't know if we take it here. It's a rental. I think currently this is my build. I need the Drunkard because the Drunkard allows me to slam the flush house every time. I need the bus for the plus mult, at least for now, for scoring. I need Todd, but maybe not forever. We can come back around on the ship. Let's go re-roll and then open the Arcana pack. Could take Northern Lion as another value generator. I think a particular greedy thing that you can do is you can get rid of the Drunkard and take more value generators, or Ship of Theseus, X mult, or whatever it is. Alright, we will be responsible adults and we'll just re-roll here. Temperance gives us 11 bucks. We can make a glass card. Alright, so I have aces in the deck. I have too many aces in the deck. Now I'm interested in removing an ace from the deck. I'm going to make a glass card here with the intention of smashing it on purpose. We can spin the wheel. Holographic rebate. Alright, irrelevant. We got 2 levels on the flush house. How much does that do? That's like, I want to say maybe plus 60, 70% points. Maybe not quite as much if we have Todd giving us chips. Maybe that's like plus 50%. So I could probably get 30,000 with a flush house. I don't know if I could get 37,000 with a flush house. I'm just trying to keep in mind how much material do I actually need. Let's play the 2s. Let's throw the 9s. Pair of 9s. Okay, we could play a straight here. So I just need to make sure I've got 5s of hearts and 3s of hearts. That's it. Ship it. Right. There's the 5s of hearts. So we play the 5s, we draw the 3s. That's it. That's the thing. If you want to play flush houses, or if you want to play any kind of higher ranking 5-card hand, even a flush 5, it's not about what you have in your hand, it's about what's in your deck. It's about what's left. So here I've got the 3, I have the glass ace. I know that there are 3 aces in the deck, so I can throw these 2 aces away. Okay, I have the flush house in hand. I can discard one ace to the rebate, and I know that I can draw the other ace. There's 5 cards in the deck, so we can discard. Now there's 2 cards left in the deck, so we can play, or I guess we can discard, draw the ace, and that's it. With the glass card, we should get, let's see here, I was saying maybe bus, and then this gives me another plus 22. So maybe that's 25% on top of, maybe it's, I want to say 40,000, maybe 37,000. Yeah, about 40,000. Nice. With the glass card. I did notice that the glass card didn't break. Let's go temperance here. We can do a little re-rolling. Temperance again. Sorry, what was the boss situation here? Boss says -1 hand size. That's kind of rude. Alright, now that I have leveled up flush houses, maybe instead of Todd, we could take tribe is going to be a ×2. What's nice about Todd is it allows me to level up my pairs and 2 pair potentially and get some points before we draw the flush house. So I think I'm going to stick with Todd. If we do get the flush house, do we need this? Yeah, maybe. Perishable's fine, we have overstock, so we can always replace it. Espresso, probably we don't want to skip. We just want booster packs. Arcana, we can go 1 more. Hungman is perfect. Take the Hungman. Okay. So currently, I am relying on the extra discard in order to be able to touch more cards per round. If we remove, let's say, 4 more cards from the deck, then I don't need the extra discard, and I can replace this Joker slot with another value generator. Let's hang the 2s, and I could make some lucky cards for money. I could use the Empress for molt cards. I'm actually going to skip here because I can get a Fool, maybe. Copy the Hungman. Maybe we get a Fool and we copy the Hungman. Alright, could take the Scholar here for aces. Don't need that. Go next. -1 hand size is okay. 4 and 2. Basically anything that's not 3s and 5s and 9s of hearts, we just hang them. I could play a straight here. We got rid of Todd. Getting rid of Todd means anything that's not a flush house doesn't do anything. Alright. We have the ace. We have rebate on 8s. I have 9s of hearts. So my last pair is going to be 9s of hearts. We can discard this ace. Okay. So in order to touch all of my cards, I do need to... the -1 hand size makes it so I can't hold on to as many cards at a time. If I'm only discarding or drawing 4 at a time, I might not be able to touch all of my cards. So maybe I want to throw away this ace, knowing that I have 3 more in the deck. Maybe what I want to do... How many more 8s? I have 2 more 8s for the rebate money. Let's go ahead and ship the pair. Okay. And I know I have 2 more aces, so we can go ahead and ship this one. Discard. Alright, and then that's it. So there's only 7 cards left. We just need the 9 of hearts, and then that's it. So play the pair of 6s. Draw the 9 of hearts. cards. We can play one more for the bus if you want, I guess. All right, so something that we can try to figure out in the future. Currently, I'm using up my gold aces in order to guarantee the flush house, because the flush house is our winning hand. Not only I'm guaranteeing the flush house, I'm also guaranteeing the blue seal every round. But something that we could think about in the future is draw 4 aces and then get $3 from the gold cards, maybe. I think we have that level of control over the deck at this point. Let's go ahead and ship it. That's it. Okay, next round's only 60,000, so we can one-shot again. We can take a Celestial Pack for series. If we don't get series, nothing else matters, so we can skip it. The boss says playing a pair sets our money to 0. There is an economy tag here. We can get $80 because we have a double tag. Is that worth skipping? And if we do skip, do we have enough points to beat the boss? Nah, I get scaling from the blue seal, right? Like, let's say you get $40. Let's say you spend $40 on rerolls. You might not get a series card. But if I just play one round, the series card gives me, what is it? It's like plus 40 chips and also plus 4 molt. So we got to do it. Before we take the Spectral Pack, let's do a little re-rolling. Maybe their hallucination was reasonable to take. Yeah, maybe we, with only 34 cards in the deck, are we at the point where we can drop the Drunkard? We did in the last shop get the Hung Man twice. So we can drop the Drunkard and pick up another value generator now. We can keep rolling here. Priestess is fine, I guess. Series, we don't need Mars, but we can hold on to it so there's no Mars cards in the shop. Lovers here is not unreasonable. We can go one more. We can take a Spectral Pack. One more takes me down to 31. I can still take the Spectral Pack. Judgment, I don't care about. Strength is perfect, actually. So actually, strength doesn't matter. We are at the point where we can always get the flush house. We don't need to do any more deck building. But if you wanted to do more deck building, we could. Because if I do more deck building, then I can be more greedy with the gold cards and the blue seal, maybe. This is going to block the hallucination, but that's fine. We get Immolate here. We get a blue seal. So if you needed help making the flush house, you would take Immolate here. The only time I wouldn't do Immolate is if the blue seal is at risk because of how powerful the blue seal is. And so maybe here's a situation where you wouldn't take Immolate. Immolate doesn't actually help us make our hands because we already have 100% to draw our hands. I think what I want to do, I can use strength on an 8 and this 7. I can use lovers on the 9 here. And I can put the blue seal on the ace. We can make a blue gold ace. Great. Blue gold ace because this is a card we can choose not to discard. This is a card that we always want, is the ace. And if we get a death card, we can copy the ace with the blue seal. Let's go next. I'm not going to take the money here. $80 is just straight up not worth it to skip. I have the flush house. I have the blue seal. If I want, I can throw away these 9s because I know I have more 9s. Ship it. I can probably don't throw away that 9 because I have not that many 9s. Okay. I do have more aces though, so let's play the pair of 5s. I have the blue seal 8. Okay. If I discard 4 twice, if I play 4 twice, I do get to see all of the cards. So how attached am I to this glass ace if I want to discard this glass ace? That's fine. Alright. We can discard 4, we said, is fine. We can play 4 is fine. Okay. Aces, 9s. We can draw another ace. Would potentially give us $3 if we draw the ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's smash the ace. I would like to lose the glass card. Yes. 3 more rounds on the tribe. We get 2 series cards. We could get the tuxedo. Tuxedo re-triggers a card, changes suits every round. This, I don't think is going to work for our build. We can get Celestial Pack for another series card. We could use Strength. I would like to Strength the 8 into a 9. I can do a little re-rolling here. We could make another glass card. Another glass card would allow us to smash. Could give us more points if we need more points, but we don't really need more points. Didn't get any hallucination value, that's fine. I think it's worth it to hold the strength card. I think it's worth it to hold justice for a glass card. I think I'm going to go glass ace. And then I can use the fool for another justice card. And go next. Alright, rebate on 6s. We can keep the 3 of hearts. I could use strength on a 5 for just money, rebate money. Though I think I'm going to save my strength for the 8. There's an 8. So knowing that I have the strength card, knowing that the strength is going to turn a 9 into an 8, knowing that I have the 9 and the wild 9, I can throw away these 9s, no problem. Ship it. Okay, so there's an 8. Here's an other 8. Let's go ahead and use our strength. We have a 9 here. We can make another glass ace. We can make a glass 9. I think I'm going to go glass ace. Maybe, yeah, glass ace. Okay. Rebate on 6s. I'm going to discard this ace. Okay. Pair of 5s. We have 9s, we have aces, we have... if I draw the 9, it is particularly valuable to me. Play the pair. 9s and aces. We can smash, and we got the 2 blue seals. Ship it. One more death card could be cool. Alright, we can take a Celestial Pack here. Take another series card. Now, plenty of points on the flush house. 2 more rounds on the tribe. Boss says we're not allowed to play a pair. That's okay. Hierophant, we can reroll. We probably don't take the spaceman. We could get a bloodstone. Tempting. He's tempted. I think I have enough money, and also I have, let's see, your overstock. So if I want to find tarot cards, I can find tarot cards. I don't need hallucination for tarot cards. Maybe we take the bloodstone just for funsies. Maybe I should have opened the Arcana pack first, for sure. Okay, Hierophant, I mostly don't care about. What I can do is I can go 9 and 8 here, and with another Sun card. Haven't hit a Sun card in a while, but that's okay. We can go next. Rebate on 8s, so now with the Sun card, any pair becomes a flush house, but I would like to target the 9s and also possibly the 8s. So let's get 9s and 8s. Rebate on 8s, so we want to not play a pair, we want to play 9 high, knowing that I will draw my other 9s. Ship it. We get 2 pairs, 6s and 7s. Ship it. We get a pair of 3s, but we can discard the 8. We get another 8 that we can discard. We could discard an ace. Let's see here, 9 cards left in the deck. We can... How many 8s? I'm out of 8s. All right, let's discard 3. Okay. I want to use my Sun on the 9 of diamonds. How do we get there? We can play this 9. I don't think I'm gonna get there because I'm holding on to too many cards. I'm too attached to the blue seals. It is preventing me from drawing the 9s. If I wanted to guarantee the 9, I could play the blue seals, but nah. One more time. All right. Using the Sun here and then Priestess. All right, those planet cards don't matter because we have series. We could play the glass card. Now we're down to, if we lose the glass card, we still have all of the 9s. So let's go ahead and smash. Ship it. Okay. Here's the thing about deck thinning or whatever it is. You would think, okay, if I want to make the flush house, okay, I need aces and I need 9s. I want to have a lot of aces, I want to have a lot of 9s. But every 9 you have makes it harder for you to draw an ace. Every ace you have makes it harder for you to draw a 9. So if I remove this ace, that's actually good for the flush house plan, as opposed to adding another ace from, I don't know, you open a standard pack. Being able to, it's not about how many cards you draw every round, it's about how many cards are left. And you want the remaining number of cards to go from 3 left, 2 left, none cards left. You want to be able to touch them all every round. We can go re-roll here. We could take the farmer. Nope. Nah, we're all on hearts now. This changes suits every round. We're all on hearts. We have a justice card. We can make, I would like a glass 9 I can smash. Boss is the serpent. So this is probably the stinkiest boss for us. Maybe also the no discards boss or whatever. We can discard 5 cards, but we only redraw 3 cards. So it could make it difficult for us to get our flush house if we don't get to draw all of our cards. It's okay. We can glass the 9. Take a hermit. Before we go Arcana, we could do a little re-rolling. Hierophant. probably not important to me. There's probably nothing. If I wasn't willing to skip for 80 bucks, there's probably no skip that I'm willing to take, so we don't take the espresso here. We can take another hermit. We can go Empress. I kind of like Magician. I would like to get some lucky 9s. It's not super important to me, but it could work. We could take the hack since we have 3 of hearts. Obviously, our main plan is to do the aces and 9s, but we could pick up the hack and we could just do 3s now if you wanted to, since we get to touch all of our cards every round anyway. Alright, Hermit. I'm going to save the Magician for my 9s. Draw the 9s, use the Magician. Let's go Hermit. $10 for a reroll? Fine. Lovers? Do I need lovers? We have one more 9. We have the 8s. I'll take it. I'll speculate. I probably won't use it. There's the 9. Alright, I'm a liar. Let's go rebate on 9s. Perfect. So, 9s we can discard. I have 3 9s left. I can discard the glass 9 and still draw the other 9s. Okay. Alright. My one more ace is a blue seal ace, so if I do draw that ace, I'm not necessarily interested in playing it. I have 14 cards in the deck. I have a flush house in hand right now. I'm just trying to fish for... Drawing a 9 gives us access to the blue seal. Drawing an ace gives us access to the ace blue seal. I think I'm going to throw 4. Okay. Now, I want to draw the 9. Let's make the lucky 9s. I get to see 6 cards here. So better than 50% chance of getting the 9. If we don't get the 9, we don't get the blue seal value, which is not fatal. It's just sad. We can play the 3. Alright, it's time to smash. This is the last ace we get rid of. Ship it. Oh yeah, tribe was a thing. Okay. We could take a supernova. We still have the pairs. We played 40 pairs. We could switch to pairs. We could do a little re-rolling here. I don't need anything from a standard pack, though. Yeah, that's it. We could take the traffic light. Traffic light's gonna be hard for us to line up, probably. Do I want to take justice? I can make a glass 9. We could smash the 9. I could smash something else. Let's try to smash. Alright, what I'm looking for now is another value generator. We could take the accretion disc. What is our most played hand? Our most played hand is pairs. Bummer. Accretion disc, that's the one where you... Every 3 planets that you use, it levels up your most played hand. Alright, go next. Rebate on 6s. We could skip here to the boss, take the juggle tag plus the double tag. That gives us hand size 6. Gives us some safety against this particular boss. We could re-roll the boss. Maybe that helps against this particular boss. I'm trying to grind out more value, so let's not do that. Let's make a glass 8 and then smash. Man, I never get to smash. We can discard the 6s. Knowing that I have the 2 3s of hearts on the deck and the 2 5s of hearts on the deck, if I want to avoid playing the glass cards, if I want to save the glass cards for the future in case I need that, I could just discard glass and then, okay, let's not play nines at all and just go for the 5 of hearts. We can, yeah, I don't know. Maybe what I want to do is I want to throw this 9. Rebate on 6s. How many 6s do I have? I have 1 more 6 in the deck. I have all of these 9s. So I have the winning hand. Now I'm just fishing for blue seals. I have 2 more 9s in the deck, which means I can throw these 9s away. Okay. Oh, I should have waited for the 6. Yeah, bummer. 4 cards on the deck. We get to touch them all. We can play the 5. 1 more card in the deck, no problem. Okay. Do we want to spare the glass card? So against this particular boss, it's probably a unique situation where you actually do want the extra ace. So let's smash. Ship it. What am I, a coward? Alright. We take a series card here. We can go Arcana. We can reroll first. Plus 31 on the Fortune Teller. We don't need Grimbo. I guess I could go Judgment here. I think I'm not going to do Judgment in case I get a Fool. Lovers and Strength. I'm kind of out of 8s. I guess I have 2 8s. Maybe I could turn the 8 into a wild card. Probably unnecessary, though could be helpful against this particular boss. I forgot that we have the Crystal Ball. Haven't seen a death card in a while. Death card, I could be copying the blue seals. Haven't seen a death card at all. We could spin the wheel. We could use the Chad. Chad, we can retrigger glass cards if that's the thing that you're interested in doing. Would you look at that? So I could death now. I could wait until the next round. I think I'm going to do it now. So let's go Strength, and the glass card here we could turn it into a wild card. Would guarantee that would give us another 9. Or if I keep it glass, then I can turn it into hearts later. So maybe hold on to lovers, spin the wheel. And with the death card, maybe I have enough 9s. Maybe I would rather have another ace. And then that's it, go next. So Serpent, we can discard a 4. So I have 3s and 9s. I have a flush house, so let's get rid of lovers, maybe. Rebate on 9s. Well, hold up then. We can discard maybe this many 9s. Maybe we play the 7 first. Sorry, my bad. I wasn't familiar with your game. Let's go play the 10. Play the 4. Sorry. For whatever reason, the mod loader, it's called Steam modded, is the mod loader. It lags like crazy. And it's not just my computer. All right. How many 9s you want to throw away? I have the 3s. I have the aces. I could discard 1, 2, 3. Keeping 3 9s. Keeping, how many aces do I have? How many 9s do I have? I get to draw 3. Yeah, this is fine. It's only $5. Discard. Okay, lovers. I didn't draw the 9, so I don't have the wild card. That's okay. We can play the 3 9s. We can play the 2 3s. We got the Chad on the lucky cards. Let's go ahead and ship it. Okay. Alright, just let me get through one more ante. Boss says, shuffle me Jimbos. Take a clearance sale. Alright, before we go Arcana packs, let's do a little re-rolling. Get a hung man. Perfect. Let's go. Lovers here has no relevance. We don't need the strength card anymore. Maybe the 4 and the 6 here, we can hang them. Let's see here. Rebate on 4s. Maybe we don't hang the 4. Maybe we have, how many 6s? Maybe we hang the 2 6s. Alright, if we wanted to, we could make another glass card. We make a glass 9. We could make a steel 9. Maybe steel card could be kind of good because at least it won't break. I'm okay with glass. Okay. We can spin the wheel. We can... Don't really care about anything else. I should have re-rolled again. I should have re-rolled more for more tarot cards. We can spin the wheel again. Yeah, bummer. Emperor gives me Temperance for $9. We took the discount voucher, so Temperance is not going to be super spicy there. We could take the Juggler for the extra hand size. We could get rid of the bus. Okay. Okay, we are at the point where our flush house is very strong, right? 90 mult from the flush house is the same as the 90 mult we get from the bus, except if I play 2 glass cards, now all of a sudden 360 mult, maybe the bus doesn't matter as much, so we could take the Juggler for the extra hand size. This maybe is something that I would have taken earlier, maybe an ante 5 or ante 6 if there was the Eternal plus hand size, because just like with the discard, the Drunkard, or we have the Grabber for the extra hand, or now Juggler for the extra hand size. These little things here, these are what enable you to get the higher ranking hand, the flush house hand. Let's go next. Alright, we can... Sorry, it's like really bugging me now. Let's restart. Just restart the client. Ooh, spooky. Alright, we're back. So we can make a gold 9 if we want. Sure, why not? We have rebate on 4s, so let's play the 7s. Only 30 cards in the deck, so we can discard these 4s. We can actually, we have two discards, right? 2 discards to get our 4s. So let's discard. We can discard this 4. Okay, I think just for funsies, I want to discard the glass card. I want to save the glass cards for the boss. Not that we have to, I just kind of want to. I think it's fun that way. We can discard. We can... beans. So... Wait, do we... Oh, the 9 is already wild, so I don't need lovers. That's okay. Alright. That's okay. Play the 5. I can play an ace as a way of throwing away a 9, but if I play the ace, I won't be able to get the blue seal. So I'm just gonna play the 5 here. Play the 6. This 9, maybe we can smash. Maybe if we don't smash, I want a sun card. I haven't seen a sun card in a while. We can go 2 aces. Here's the 9s. If you want the big number, too bad. We put the 9 in front and then ship it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Instead of getting the big number, we got the medium number. It's my guy. Coming in at the right time here. We could make some wild cards. I guess we're all locked in here. Oops. All Eternals. Let's go Celestial pack. We can skip and then take a Hermit. Before we go Arcana, we can do a little re-rolling here. We take Chariot. We can go Permanent Marker. Wild cards can't be debuffed. I got the team to authorize. We're going to expand this. Instead of just wild cards can't be debuffed, this is going to be all enhanced cards can't be debuffed. I think that's more fun. I think that's more interesting. Let's say you're on your photo Chad run and then you run into the plant boss that's got the, gonna debuff your face cards. Or even if you just have a suit boss, let's say you're on your Bloodstone run and you get the boss that's gonna debuff your hearts. You can take this and we can change it to doesn't debuff enhanced cards, right? And so you can use Hierophant bonus cards. You can use Empress molt cards. You can use those as ways of protecting your cards from being debuffed. I think that's fun. Take a Priestess. Go one more. Prideful Joker gives us plus 12 molt for wild cards when they score. I did some calculations and I determined plus 12 is kind of low. If you think about Golden Ticket gives you $4 per gold card, okay? And then wild cards, the way that you get wild cards is kind of the same way that you get gold cards. It's 1-to-1. Lovers, 1 wild card. Devil, 1 gold card. Okay, so Prideful Joker, the effectiveness of this is going to be about the same as the Golden Ticket. So what is the equivalent of $4 per card? $4 should be, I don't know. My proposal was somewhere between 18 and 21 molt. And that's kind of based on, obviously the rough gem is underpowered, okay? No one's going to argue that the rough gem is not underpowered, but it's not necessarily as underpowered as you think it might be. So if we go to the collection here, sorry, I should point at, here's the rough gem, okay? What rough gem gives you money, and then the onyx agate gives you molt. And so here $1 gives you 7 molt, so $4 gives you 28 molt. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's correct. Maybe rough gem, what it's supposed to be is this is supposed to be $2, and then if it's $2 and then 7 molt, then $4 would be 14 molt. I don't necessarily think that's correct either. Rough gem to me feels more like $1.50 would feel like the correct amount, or maybe like $1.7 if you want to be more precise. Anyway, $1.50, 7 molt, so $4 is about, I don't know, 18 to 21 molt, something like that. An important thing to point out here is gold cards don't enable anything other than they just give you money or whatever, whereas wild cards do technically enable you to play higher ranking flush variants like straight flushes or flush houses or flush 5 or something like that. Like wild cards do something. They don't necessarily do a lot. They don't necessarily do what you want them to do, but they do something. Acknowledging that wild cards by default give you some benefit to scoring, then maybe the number doesn't have to be that big, but I do think it needs to be bigger than plus 12. Maybe plus 18 per wild card. Definitely in the collection here as part of like the wave 2, these 15 jokers here, we have a good number of cards that kind of softly incentivize you to play wild cards. For example, Farmer, you have money for cards held in hand, and then the suit changes each round. This we demonstrated is not that hard to pull off. And so if this is already not that hard to do, then maybe having wild cards doesn't really help that much, because this is already kind of trivially easy to do. but it does help a little bit having wild cards to enable this. Maybe Tuxedo is a little bit more kind of what you want. So Tuxedo, you re-trigger a suit, and then the suit changes each round, and so you can use wild cards will always be re-triggered by this. I think the stronger case for wild cards is going to be the Ancient Joker. Was the Ancient Joker? Ancient Joker says every wild card is times 1.5, which is pretty strong. Every wild card times 1.5. Wild cards also great for the castle, except you can only make one wild card at a time with lovers. Wild cards have uses. The issue is that the lovers tarot card is a little underpowered. Lovers tarot card only making one wild card at a time. And also you can achieve similar results with Smeared Joker. Not exactly the same result, but similar results. Wild cards also very good for, what is it? The Flower Pot, right? So Flower Pot, if you have at least one wild card in your hand, it doesn't automatically enable the Flower Pot, but it makes it much easier to where it's almost automatic if you have at least one wild card for the Flower Pot. You don't need the 5 wild card hand. You just need a couple. Anyway, Prideful Joker, I would like to see the number go up. We already talked about it. The number will go up. I'm sure you want to see the number go up too. If we had a bunch of wild cards, we could do this. Could go Arrowhead and Bloodstone. I guess not. Arcana now. Emperor or Priestess. I want the Emperor for a little bit more deck building. I have a Chariot, so I could make a Steel card. I could turn one of my lucky cards into a Steel card, I guess. I could use the Emperor first. We get the Hangman. Let's go next. I don't need your judgment. Let's go 9 here. Wild 9. No, let's go Lucky 9 is now Steel. 4 and 5, we can hang them. Rebate on aces. How many 9s do we need? I don't know. Some 9s. Ship it. Oh yeah, if I got rebate on aces, maybe we play the 5s instead. Maybe. I have 2 more 9s. I can throw this 9 away. I can discard these 2 aces. Okay. I forgot that 9 was a blue seal 9. That's okay. We have 4 cards on the deck. Let's smash. Okay. Ship it. Trigger the lucky card. I don't have anything else on the deck. Alright, we're down to 28 cards. Okay. We can go pick up an Arcana pack. We do a little re-rolling first. We don't need the Magician. We don't have room for the trading card. Okay. Bummer. Oh, foiled. Judgment, no. Alright. Arcana, we could take a Priestess here for another series card. Now level 26, Flush Houses. There's a Herm. I go next. Well, alright. Rebate on 7s. Shuffle me Jimbos. So, for some reason didn't get a Sun card, so I guess this 9 is out of here. We could discard the 7 for the money. Okay, what flavor aces do I have? I can go discard this 7 for the money. I can actually play this 9, the bonus card. and I should still have enough 9s left. Ship it. I gotta get my rebate money. I still have one more 7 left. I want to keep the steel 9. I have 8 cards left in the deck. I want to draw the blue seals, maybe. Okay, 5 cards left in the deck. We have... Oh, I forgot that I have the wild 9 also, which means I can throw this one away. I could throw 2. We can play one more. Okay, 50-50 to draw the wild 9. Alright, this is what the people want. Alright, put the glass card in the front for the Chad. We got the steel card in hand. We didn't manage to draw more steel cards or get more steel cards out of the deck. Let's go ahead and ship it. Just like we drew it up. That's going to take us up to level 26 Flush House. We could go all the way up to level 29 if we want. Alright, so let's review here. We started this, we said we wanted to try to force flush houses. We did it, we forced flush houses. I said that maybe you're not able to always force the flush house, and I think that's true. So what was special about this particular run which enabled us to force the flush house? 2 components. Number 1, we got the bus. The bus is, of course, a very strong scaling joker. On the abandoned deck with no face cards, there's no drawback to the bus. It's not that much different than, let's say, the red card or the green joker on the abandoned deck, but it is, we'll admit, okay, it's strong. The bus. Okay, so because we have the bus, we are able to score with relatively few other jokers, few other scoring jokers. We had bus plus Todd, and then that was pretty much it. The second component, not only do we have a sort of a strong scoring option, then what we're looking for is, in order to build the deck, you need resources. You need tarot cards. Tarot cards that you get partially from Arcana packs, partially you get from shop rerolls. So we need a source of money to do that. The source of money that we ended up getting was the rebate. Rebate, of course, then going to be one of the stronger money generators, but okay, if you don't have rebate, you could have maybe one of the uncommon value generators like Cardomancer, giving you random tarot cards every round is pretty good. Of course, the trading card is the best. Other sources of money are fine. Even just having a gold card can be a consistent source of money, especially on the abandoned deck where you get to draw your cards more consistently. So we have those components. And then the third component that we need, okay, you can build the deck, and if you build the deck enough, then it doesn't matter. Things like having the -1 discard and things like having -1 hand size for that one round, those things don't matter as much if your deck is built, but sometimes the deck doesn't get there or doesn't get there fast enough. So some things that can help, you have extra hand voucher, extra discard voucher, extra hand size. We got the extra discard from the drunkard, we got the extra hand size from the juggler, and these sorts of things can help bridge the gap. You take the drunkard while you're still building the deck, while you still need the discard, and then when you no longer need the discard, then you sell the drunkard. You can replace it with anything else. If you want to score more points, yeah, sure, you can score more points. You don't necessarily need that many scoring. You don't necessarily need the bloodstone to help you score. You can get some more value generators. That is the thing that I like about playing the flush houses, is it scores so many points. It's so rewarding. Already this is 100,000 points. Actually this is 150,000 points with no enhancements, with no jokers, with no glass cards. With one glass card, your 100,000 points is now 300,000 points or whatever it is. So because you can score plenty of points, you want to fill your joker slots with things that enable the hand, things that also give you money so that you can continue to build the deck. But even short of that, one thing that I really enjoy about playing on the abandoned deck is with 12 less cards in the deck, with no face cards in the deck, you are very close to just being able to see all of your cards every round. You don't start there, but you can get there. You can get there very easily. Even with the -1 discard of the blue stake and higher, you can see all but 8 cards in your deck. So all you have to do is figure out, how do I remove 8 cards from my deck? Or if I get another discard or if I get another hand, now I get to see all but 3 cards in my deck. All I have to do is remove 3 cards from my deck. Or if I add +1 hand size or +2 hand size, then I get to draw, at least in the starting hand, more cards. And also, if I have more hand size, I can hold on to more cards while discarding. We did, in this run, we did get the blue seal. We did not use the blue seal to level up our pairs because we didn't need to. So the question is, the blue seal did not help us set up the flush house to get the first flush house to do the deck building for the flush house. The blue seal did, of course, score us a lot of points, did give us, higher level flush house. But this was not necessary. We didn't necessarily need to level up the flush house super high. We could have kept the bus. We could have kept some other kind of scoring help. We could have kept Todd. We could have kept maybe some other kind of X-Molt Joker or something like that, instead of leaning so heavily on the blue seal. Because the flush house, the base score is so high, and then also the planet cards are so rewarding each time, you can get by with a relatively low level flush house. And so if I'm on flushes, even if I have level 20 flushes, even if I'm spamming that blue seal flush, it's still worth it to switch to a level 3 flush house. It's still worth it to switch to a level 4 flush house, right? And once you get one series card, it's not terrible. It's not that hard to find more. Maybe with the Fool cards, normally I use the Fool tarot card to copy Hermit and Death and Hung Man and stuff like that. But using a Fool to copy Series instead of a Hermit, Series instead of 20 bucks, Series is worth it because it gives you 40 chips, it gives you +4 molt, it doesn't take up a Joker slot. It's the same as, would you spend $20 on a negative Joker? Sometimes. I know you folks, you take any negative. Just because it takes up no space, you think it's free, you just take every negative? The price be damned. Alright, let's talk about, I did want to talk about wild cards very briefly. I do want to talk about specifically the werewolf turns enhanced cards into wild cards. This is not the Midas Mask, and that's okay. Alright? How many wild cards do you need? The answer is not that many. The answer is less than you think that you need. You don't need to have 12 wild cards in your deck. You don't need to have 4 wild cards in every hand. Every hand is an automatic flush. Every hand is an automatic straight flush, or whatever it is. You just need a little bit to help bridge the gap. The main sort of drawback of wild cards is if I turn something into a wild card, then it can't be anything else, right? If I turn a card into a wild card, it can't be glass, it can't be lucky, it can't be gold, it can't be steel. Why would I want to turn something into a wild card instead of all of these other very useful, interesting things? Early on, there is an emphasis put on lucky cards and gold cards as money generators, value generators that then give you the resources to find better jokers and find tarot cards for more deck building, and your build kind of snowballs from there. The money is very important in the beginning. I would take a gold card before I would take a glass card, before I'd take a steel card. Usually I don't care very much about glass cards and steel cards in the beginning of a run, but then towards the end of the run I might be seeking them out. where now I'm looking for ways of scoring more points. If I'm playing pairs, of course, I actually don't care about glass cards. I actually don't care about steel cards at all. And kind of the same with wild cards. If I'm playing pairs, I don't care about those things. But if I want to go for, let's say, the flush house, then the flush house is very polarizing. If you get the hand, you win, you one-shot, it's easy. If you don't get the hand, you get nothing. And so usually you want to have some kind of something that you're doing on the way there. And usually that means I'm doing flushes and then I'm ending on flush house. I'm doing pairs, I'm ending on flush houses. And maybe what the wild card, what it does is it unlocks that flush house earlier than you might otherwise be able to unlock the flush house. It enables you to play the flush house earlier than you might otherwise be able to play the flush house. And so this unlocks scoring. Instead of playing a flush, now I can play a flush house. Now I get way more points than I was getting with flushes. This is kind of like a glass card, kind of like a steel card, where I don't want the wild cards early. I do want them in the mid game to late game. And then sometimes, okay, once I've done enough deck building to where now I have all of these aces of hearts and nines of hearts, maybe now I don't need this anymore. And that's okay too. Just like in the end game, I don't need my gold cards as much anymore. Same with the wild cards, okay? Maybe I don't need the wild cards anymore now that I have all of these hearts. And then now I can make glass cards, and now I can make steel cards. Don't think of these things as they don't have to be permanent. They serve a role at a particular point in time, and that's okay. Unless maybe you get something like Prideful Joker, and maybe what Prideful Joker does is it gives you plus 18 mult per wild card. If I give you plus 18 mult per wild card, are you willing to put more wild cards in your deck? Sometimes, not always, and that's okay too. All right, take care everyone.